Gosh, just throwing it around. Hello everyone, welcome back. Can't even see at the moment, it's so bright out here. Yeah, it's Monday now. Dad's back. Mum's not here today. It's because, if you remember the last video, I had a wonderful, told you that we need to take the van to March, Monday. That's what Mum has done. And yeah, it's actually done already, annoyingly, because we thought she was going to be there all day. But we're not going to get to our mooring today until about 6 o'clock. So she's been out all day. She left about 8:30. But yeah, it cost £100 to repair the van. You just did some spot welds on the exhaust and put a new bracket in.
Oh, because it's made for that van, that's exhaust, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can't just get one off the shelf.
No. But yeah, only £100. I think it was 70 quid labour. So most of the parts were actually pretty cheap. But yeah, anyway, so she's in March at the moment. I think she's going to drive to the mooring and chill out there for a few hours until we come. Because yeah, we've decided what we're going to do now. We're not going to turn around and we're not going to wait. Because Paul says that the lock could take weeks to repair. Lucky there is one alternative, which is going up the 100-foot drain or the new Bedford River. So it took us about 5 hours to get from here, March, to here. And look how long this is the tidal bit. We had to come down this really straight thing, which is about 20 miles long, and it's tidal. So that's why it's about 12:30 at the moment, because we're going to go through at about 1:45. Yeah, so it's 20 miles, and then we've got another about 5 miles after that to get to the ferry pub, I think it is. There's Gober moorings there, so we're going to moor there. But yeah, it shouldn't take too long, 3-4 hours, because we can go about 10 miles per hour probably, because we're going up with the tide. It's the first tidal stretch that we've done live. No, it isn't actually.
No, we did the Thames.
Teddington to Brentford, yeah. This is a bit.
That was pretty horrific, because the tide was still coming in, we were fighting it, weren't we?
And it was spring tide.
Yeah, it was spring tide.
Yeah. But yeah, lovely guy here, Paul. 2 other boats here. I think they might be doing it Thursday. They're going to wait till Thursday.
They're procrastinating, I think.
Yeah. Just because it is tidal, so a lot of people get turned off with tidal things. But yeah, we had a subscriber go through on Saturday. They messaged back and said it was alright, nothing to worry about, it's a breeze. Another boat went through yesterday, and yeah, we're going to go through today. It skips out a lot of the ooze, but we're just going to do it in backwards now.
Come back on the ooze, and hopefully the lock will be fixed, won't it?
Yeah, and then we come on the other way through Denver. But yeah, we're going to be coming out at Earith. I think that's how you pronounce it, probably not. Which is quite close to Bedford, so we go down to Bedford and then we come back up.
Bit mysterious, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been lovely the last few days. It's a bit too hot actually. It's funny because Dad's had thunderstorms where he works.
Yeah, we're at thunderstorms, and on the way back home yesterday I went through 2.
But it's been lovely. It's about 26, 7, maybe 30 degrees today. Not much of a breeze, which is weird because it's really windy on here usually. But it's really calm now. It's very humid as well.
I think it'll be a bit more windy out on the tidal bit.
Yeah.
Quite shouted them in here. Oh, the pigeons are using the bridge, quite literally.
Yeah, I know. I love it. Yeah, it's been nice here. I went and had a little nose at the river yesterday. So I thought I'd show you this footage because it's actually quite interesting, because this is it at low tide, so you can actually see where the sandbanks are. So we come out of there in a straight line, come to here, and then we turn as hard as we can up there. But the hard part is when you come back, come down here, then turn round while the stream is pushing it down or up, I don't know. And then you've got to turn in there and straighten up. Yeah, you can see it moving down now, Mum. Also, we watched ourselves on TV last night. Yeah, we're on national television, Channel 5. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. You can watch it on My 5. It's when cruising goes horribly wrong. We're at 49.
Didn't even attempt to slow down. Sorry.
Quintessentially British cruise. There's the
that's the
Narrowboat
Ashby.
cruise.
The Narrowboat is a very relaxed and serene way of seeing your nation's
Rather than
waterways.
Anglo-Welsh.
In the past few years, we've really made a move to slow travel. And a canal boat is the epitome of slow travel.
The county we lived in, never saw any of it.
I imagine it's quite relaxed compared to the rat race.
Life's too short, and that was it.
They even document their adventures on social media.
So everybody out there,
Let's shout it out.
what a wonderful life it is.
It's a glorious day today, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely lovely day. Not a cloud.
Sunrise arrived,
Yeah.
it's about to end.
I think it's fantastic. Hats off to them.
Yeah, we're going to go through Salters Lode today and 25-mile cruise. A bit like the Thames again. A bit like that the 40-degree days that we did 33 miles in. But not quite that hot. Okay, let's get going then. As you can see, this is Salters Lode and it's got 6 lock gates. It was originally only 45 foot, but in the 70s it was lengthened and these back gates were put in. But this means that we have to wait for a level tide. Because we're actually below sea level, we're going up. So we have to go out at the perfect time because otherwise it will be too shallow for us to go out. And if the tide was higher, it would go above these back lock gates. So that's why we need to go out on the level tide. So we just got to edge our way out now because it's full of sandbanks at the front. We can't get out. We've got to wait for the tide to come up, but it's coming up so quickly, so we just got to edge forward, and eventually we'll be able to get out and there'll be enough water. Even if we wanted to go down to King's Lane now, we couldn't, because this tide is that strong. As you can see, it just turns the front of the boat round. We weren't even turning at all, we were in neutral. God, that's just throwing it around. Wee!
That's what these crosses are, yeah. It's indicating that.
And now we were going with the tide, we were going at 7 miles per hour. If we pushed the engine, we would go 10 miles per hour.
Thanks, mate!
Right, so we're on the tidal River Ouse now, guys. Go that way, takes you down to the sea and the wash. But we don't want to do that. It's a whole other ball game. But we're on the tidal bit. It was a bit slow getting out. You had to just creep along, but it came up about, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches a minute. It's really fast.
It's like a slow lock being filled, wasn't it?
Once you get out there, you don't
paddle.
have to do any manoeuvres, do you? The current literally just pushes the bow around. And now we're literally rocketing along at about 10 miles per hour at the moment.
I'll probably go a bit faster later.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for a bit more water under us. I haven't got a depth finder, so
We're at 1200 at the moment. But yeah, Denver Sluice is literally just there. It's a 5-minute journey. But now it's been turned into about a 4-hour journey. Yep, there's Denver. It would have been a very, very short tidal trip, but now it's been turned into a 20-mile long tidal trip. This looked to be like some kind of flatfish we saw here. really wasn't much to see along here. Apart from the old cows and that, it was just flat, straight and really boring. After a while the tide wasn't so strong coming in, so we dropped back down to about 5 miles per hour. This railway viaduct acted sort of as the halfway point. This is quite funny, we were effectively herding these sheep in a narrowboat. I got up on the roof to see if I could see above the bank, but not really, not by much, and if I could it was just flat landscape. Starting to see some swans and ducks now. Oh look, there's actually a corner. Yeah, you can see by this level marker that sometimes the tide can be a lot higher. This is the only boat along this section. Oh god, you can't even escape the kids swimming on here. This is like brackish tidal water, and they're still swimming in this. We did get quite a lovely display of this murmuration though. We are a long way from the sea now, and this part is not really affected at all by the tide. Maybe a few inches here and there, but you're fine to cruise this section any time of day, because the tide's not really going to affect it by much. Not many boats come down here, so all the wildlife is really shy. Even the swans are running away. And this is it, we made it to the end of the new Bedford River. Now we're back on the River Great Ouse. And that is Hermitage Lock. If we came through Denver, we would eventually came through that lock there, onto here. on your feet. Alright, it's time to stop off now to get some water and a free pump out, hopefully. Here it is, free pump out. There you go. Brilliant. Well, we're on the Ouse now, guys, and it took about 4 hours, as everyone else told us, to do the old Bedford River, because at the beginning you go about 7 miles, 8 miles per hour, but then there's a tide stops going with you, so you,
Sorry guys.
you go down to 5 miles per hour after that. So yeah, it took about 4 hours. It's just crazy how it takes us 4 hours to go 20 miles, and yet you can fly 2,000, 3,000 miles, 4,000, I don't know, in a plane in that time.
550 mile an hour.
Yeah. That's not even their max speed, is it?
No, that's
Crazy.
fuel efficient speed.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, just seen a caravan on an old boat frame hull. Yeah, we just stopped off at
Nice church in the
Westview
background.
Mirror. Yeah. Mirror? Oh God, it's him talking about
Church in the background.
Marina. We're still on Tidal Bay at the moment. It's got about a mile and a half until we get to the lock and take us off the tidal stretch. We've got one lock to do. It's about 5:30 now. Stopped off there, filled up on water, and we've got a free pump out. Free pump out. A bit better than the £30 pump out.
The wildlife we've seen as well, haven't we?
Yeah, that's the only thing that makes it
Pink-footed
interesting
geese,
down there.
Egrets, the little egrets.
Herons,
What else we saw? Herons,
ducks,
peewits or lapwings,
swans,
There's other things we saw as well, didn't we?
oyster catchers.
You saw a kingfisher.
Yeah.
Yeah, oyster catchers. Oh, and there was a ring plover as well on the bank. So the wild, it was very straight, but there was an awful lot of birds along there.
It is probably the most boring stretch of navigation on the network, I reckon.
I enjoyed it though, because people were worried about going on there, so I wouldn't worry about going on there.
It's
There's a little bit of a struggle coming out of the lock, but as soon as the boat hits the current, brings you around and off you go.
Nothing to worry about.
No, there's no hidden sandbanks, there's no horrible bends, it's just go.
Yeah, we're trying to get to Mum now. As you see, it's gone overcast.
Yeah.
What's it called? Conception? No,
Convection. It's convection. It's basically where the sun beats down on the ground and on the rivers and on the wet soil or whatever there is, and then it causes convection, which is like basically water vapour going up,
evaporates,
which develop clouds.
and it turns into clouds, and then it rains back down.
We were seeing cumulus earlier, which is like a rain and thundercloud, but now it's stratus nimbus, which is like a flat grey cloud, so we might be alright, I'm not sure.
You know what it is though, guys? It's because we decided to do a barbecue today.
You said barbecue. Once you say that,
clouds appeared. But yeah, we've got about 4 miles to do until we get to Mum. It's hard to believe that you could turn around here, and there's no locks, no sluices or nothing between here and the sea, which has got to be about 50 miles. having our barbecue, and it's not raining, but it's not sunny, it's still cloudy.
We
It's
thought it was going to
alright,
thunder. We saw thunderclouds earlier, but they've gone.
still warm.
Yeah, I thought it was going to thunder. But yeah, we're moored off at Holly Bush. Is it Holly Bush?
No, it's Holly Hill. No, Holly.
Holly,
Holly
I don't-
something.
Yeah, Holly something. There's the pub called the Ferry or something, isn't it?
The Ferry Boat Inn.
The Ferry Boat Inn, just
Ferry
down there.
Boat Inn. Looks very nice pub actually, and I think it's like it's a Green King, I think, so it's a chain, and it's like a hotel, I think, as well. It
Well,
looks nice. It's there's quite a few people in there actually for a Monday.
For a Green King.
There's EA mooring down there as well, but there's also Goba mooring here.
When
And
did
there's
that leave?
there's 2 boats already moored here, but there's enough room for us to get in.
Yeah.
But it's very shallow.
Boat,
We're
one side
grounded.
of Olive's on the bottom.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
it
they've
looks
got-
lovely for swimming here.
A guy from the Red Boat came and said hello to us. He's been
Yeah.
on his boat for just 3 months, so. But he's like grounded, and the blue boat here is grounded. You can see they're both like that.
It's very low. It's down
Yeah.
by about
He
2
said
or
it's
3
the
foot.
lowest. So it's the lowest it's been. But it's funny because a few weeks ago he was stuck for 7 weeks on the River Nene because it was in flood.
We've got on the right time, really. didn't we? Just as it went off flood, really.
Touch wood, we've been.
Yeah, it was a nice cruise. Last little section of the Ouse, through that lock. And yeah, it was quite nice. Apart from we got attacked by mosquitoes.
Oh, she seems to love that plant over there. I don't know why.
Yeah, Mum had an alright day.
Yeah, it's okay. Got the van sorted. £100 it was. But I think there was quite a few holes in the exhaust, so he's welded all them. He said it's not as easy because it's a disabled van. They've just like made up the exhaust and it comes out the side, not the back. So it's very difficult. He said, and it's quite low to the grey. He said there's nothing we can do about it unless we take the whole thing off and somebody else starts again. The boxes are all right. And also the fuel leak, he's put a proper bracket on there, tighten it up. So, yeah, well, hardly anything for the parts, like 12, 13 quid, but it was quite a bit for labour, obviously, the welding. But we're just pleased we got it done, really.
And it's a lot better now, isn't it?
Yeah,
About 100 quid.
yeah.
Can you hear it blowing at
Yeah,
all?
van's just parked down there. We're going to take it ahead tomorrow.
Yeah, you had a very good time with the boys.
The boys. Just enjoying our barbecue, and about 8 o'clock now it is. Yeah, it's been a long day. So like, subscribe, and maybe
Actually, a
become a
bell icon
patron.
as well. Ching ching.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe become
thanks.
a patron if you want early access and exclusive content.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, you mosquito.